All I did was just take switch camera views and it's froze on me. Ay, ay, ay. Come on. Okay, let's try that again. Alright. SD40. Very strange. January. Light snow. Dun, 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 dun. From the top. All right. See, hopefully Hunter will join back again. But all right, Q226 autorec Louisville to Baltimore. Run this autorec train to Cumberland, Virginia Avenue, where another crew will take the service on. From Rockwood to Cumberland, eastbound, 5,000 tons, 50 long, 4,876 feet in length. From Rockwood to Cumberland, Q226. The 2 o'clock service, autorec Louisville to Baltimore. So, well, yeah, it changed. So we got CSX power, all CSX now. Yeah, it would change, obviously. I'll show the thing later. Freight, leader dead, do that, release. And then number lights on 3016. The BP is actually going up faster now. I don't know what happened the first time. It was going very slow. Turn on the alerter. That's that. And then, well, we're just going to have to look at the EOT. Pressure from here. Well, I gotta turn on the radio. There we go. Oh, no, wait, never mind. Actually, no need. Yeah, because I was wondering, I don't know what was going on the first time. It was going up slow. But now it's starting to pick up. So, ooh, wow. 2 on the front still. Yep, 2 on the front. Um, yeah. Yeah, I got it fixed. I had to reload the service because obviously the game froze. I was trying to switch camera views in the trailing unit, and of course by reloading it, it spawned in two different locomotives. So now it's all CSX power. But I'll show you the what the horn sounds like at the end. But yeah, we got the CSX SD40-2. No helpers or DPUs at the rear, so it's just us two working hard. The brake pipe is actually flowing up faster than before, because I don't know what that was about. Yeah, no clue. And then we have obviously the spawned in auto rack here, and you can see he's loaded. There's a red car in there, and up there through the holes, as you can see the red. And then right there between the crack, yeah, it has the RS3L. It's yeah, it's their early days SD40, as you can see, the 1970s version. Well, I wouldn't uh I wouldn't say 70s, because CSX did not exist in the 70s until the 80s. So yeah, this is basically the one from the Quinchfield Railroad. You have the 1970s radio and controls, good old-fashioned selector lever, selecting how many locomotives you have. So I will set it to 2 once we're done charging up. Yeah, RS3L. Oh yeah, good old sounding RS3L. Alright, 80 now on the BP. I'll turn on the heater as well, it's cold. There we go. We got a clear to go eastbound. So here's Rockwood, where we're at. It'll continue on this way usually, but then of course, you know, they didn't make the full portion of the route, so it goes only up to Rockwood. And then this little portion we have is the S&C subdivision. We can head up here when we're doing a loading service and load coal up here at Rockwood Mine. So this is coming off the S&C sub. And then down here is Cumberland, Maryland, where the terminal is at, Cumberland Hump Terminal. Pretty big yard. Also goes all the way down here as well. This is where I stopped yesterday. And I believe that is the U-877 that I did from yesterday. But of course it will be AI controlled, so it would be by someone else. But yesterday when I drove that service all the way down there, it didn't give me the points because the checkpoints, like you see on the top left, how it says go via Garrett Main 2, it disappeared after I left, I think, Hindman or Southbury Loop. It didn't show up, so because of that, it didn't give me the points. So it was weird, and I said, yeah, it's alright, I'll count it, because I did everything the game asked me to, of course, in like real life. But yeah, that happened. So there's a couple of bugs there's a couple of bugs they still need to fix. But yeah, we're also in auto rack Q226 again, going from Louisville to Baltimore, but we're starting off at Rockwood, going down to Cumberland. And of course, it's pre-ditch light era, so you got the one headlight set to dim right now. And oh, yep, and that AI is taking off now. He's got 2 on the front and 2 DPUs. No, never mind. He doesn't have 2 DPUs. It's just him. They are SD40s as well. I heard him start to throttle up. But again, like I said yesterday, what would be a really good thing to do is if Dovetail implemented multiplayer. Because these routes need it. They're long enough. There's plenty of space for people to enjoy driving trains with each other. And they could implement the radio system like they have on Run 8, where you can talk to each other through the radio. And you know, you could be a dispatcher, conductor, engineer, brakeman, you know. That's also, I guess, the reason why they gave us that survey at the end of last year. I don't know if it's still up for people to take a look at. But, yep. And I think we are good to go. We're at 90. So let's turn on the generator field, put this into number 2 for 2 locomotives, and we will reverse forward, and let's go. I'll get it up to, I'll get the amps up a little bit. There we go. All right, we're moving. Q226, or that's not what they say. CSX 3016, departing Rockwood, clear on the main track, eastbound, over. There we go. And then we'll slowly notch up, because we are in snow. I'll kick on the wipers. That one there, and then this one back here. There we go. Notch 5. It's just only 2 of us. We are like 5,000 tons. And we are loaded. Notch 6. Seven, 8. Ooh, hold on. Notch 7 first. We were almost on the verge of not wheel slipping, but notch 8 got me in the wheel slip, so we'll stay here for a second. Yeah, we're heavy. Already in notch 7. Already. How about now? 8? Yes. Run 8. And don't mind there not being a conductor, because the game you usually would spawn in a conductor. Yes and no. But yeah, we're rolling though, so far. The worry is when we get past Myersdale. Because when we get past Myersdale, which is that little town we passed by, that we passed by yesterday, it's the town that you pass by after you pass the branch heading eastbound. Here's another AI, and he's right behind the Autorack's tail. All right. He's highballing it too, it looks like. Looks like he doesn't have any trouble. Wait, he's got a clear, doesn't he? Oh no, he's got an approach, okay. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, he's on the Autorack's tail pretty much. A westbounder, no DPU, he's good on the roll by. But a lot of them have trouble when they're approaching the summit. I can't really pinpoint on the map. Turn off the emitter real quick. There we go. So the summit is this is where the summit is. Down here, somewhere in this area, is Myersdale. When we pass by Myersdale, it's going to decrease extremely. Some of them barely have enough power to make it all the way up the summit, and then head down grade. Now, when I tried this with the Jeeps, they unfortunately couldn't make it. They stalled right before they could hit the summit. Now that would be cool for multiplayer to come in and a set of helpers to assist you. So we're coming up on 35. We'll keep it underneath 35. Oh yeah, that was a good picture. Yeah, we're just having some SD40 fun on this Saturday night. Hunter, I know you had the gang with you earlier. JT, Mac, and then there was someone else you were talking to. There was that guy in like the red hoodie or jacket or something. Yeah, this is their 1990s scheme, paint scheme. Start notching down a bit. Green in the distance. And when we get down to Hyman, we'll be able to go 50 all the way up until about Cook's Mills. Yeah, I seen Adam. He was also there too, yeah. How was he? Nice. I guess he rode his bike. Or did he take the bus or something? I know he usually rides his bike, I'm not sure. Because he bikes pretty far. So I'm assuming he must live in the center of all the railroad chaos. Yeah, because he usually hangs out at in West Sac, and then he'll usually go to Hagen Junction, and then he'll go to Elvis, and then bike all the way up to like somewhere on the Fresno sub. Yeah, the sack sub. He usually real fancy sack sub like me. Um, yeah, he can bike pretty far. I'm surprised. And he's been doing it for years. Unless if he's got one of those fancy electric bikes. And that would tell a lot. Yep. We'll do notch 4. Let's do that. Garrett is at small town on the Salisbury Loop. Yep. Town of Garrett. Garrett, Maine 2. I'm wondering what the temperatures would be outside in Pennsylvania with all the snow. I'd be very curious. And in Southern California with Cajon. Nice. I'll be sure to take a look at them. Here we'll do 6. And if you guys also noticed back then they didn't have an indicator to see what notch you were in. I guess you had to count it yourself, which notch you were in, and memorize it. Clear. Oh yeah, I don't know what that part is up there. I'm always wondering what that is. Cause there's excavators up there, light poles as well. So I'm thinking they're digging for gold or something. That's my guess.
You go for some gold?
That's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing. There's like excavators on the side of the mountain I just passed by, and they're always there every time, obviously. But I don't know if they're doing construction or they're just digging for gold or mining for something. It's like a little setup they have. Also, I can't really hear the alerter. There's like no alerter sound, which is also a problem. Because when I flip to the map and I stay on here for too long, I usually end up coming back to face a penalty with the alerter. So I gotta stay really vigilant on that. Do notch 8. Still got 2 miles to get to Garrett first. Then Sand Patch, Hyman, Ellerslie, and Cumberland. If you guys don't know a little history of the route, this was the debut of Train Sim World. This was Train Sim World's very first route. Back in 2017, it debuted on PC. As the original name was called Train Sim World CSX Heavy Haul. And obviously the name would speak for itself because we are hauling heavy loads up and down the grade. Um, it is a 53-mile long route from end to end, so from Rockwood to Cumberland or from Cumberland to Rockwood, plus 4 miles because of the Southbury branch. Southbury branch is 4 miles long, so plus that is 58 altogether. It is ex-C&O trackage, Chesapeake and Ohio, aka former Chessie trackage. And it is still CSX trackage to this day, obviously. But this route has had a lot of work done on it over the years. When Train Sim World 2 was announced, they also announced that this route would be finally coming to console. Because when the console version released, we had the Northeast Corridor, the New York portion of the route, and then some European routes, such as there was one German, I think, and then there was Great Western Express, which is a UK route. Coming up on Garrett, Pennsylvania, this little tiny town, that has no railroad crossings. So you'll see some houses on both sides as you pass by here, coming up on the loop. And we still got to clear. Houses on both sides, towns. CSX 316, clear on the main track, Salisbury Loop, eastbound over. I'll start notching down a second, so we'll do 7. But in order for them to, when they booted it onto console, they had to change the coding of the route because it was so old. Again, this is 2017, and when Train Sim 2 released, it was 2020, so it was 3 years old by then. And we gained a route. It was sad because a lot of people were disappointed because we gained a route, but we then lost a route. And a lot of people would be I know a lot of people would know what I'm referring to, and that being the old Northeast Corridor New York route. They said they couldn't do it because the coding was like just too old. But they somehow got Sandpatch to work. Yeah, they just couldn't bring it over to Train Sim 2, so it lived a short life, pretty much. It lived a short life. And so when they announced it would be coming to Train Sim 2, they revamped it. So they added in extra detail, the graphics improved, and now there was then the rush hour route, the rush hour update, which was the summer of 2021, called Train Sim 2 Rush Hour. That was the big summer update we got, and they had announced that they were bringing back the NEC, but having the more northeastern portion of the route, and I mean Boston to Providence, Rhode Island. So yeah, we got the NEC back in the game now, and it still is in the game. Obviously, as of now, we are in Train Sim 3. And there's been some speculation as to if this game will last another year because of all the troubles Dovetail have been getting into. In the past. before Train Sim World 3 released. So what I mean by that is a lot of people were complaining because they weren't making enough effort or putting enough effort into their root DLCs. And when people asked them to do this, they expected for there to be little to few bugs for the root DLCs. And you know, when you don't put a lot of effort into it, it becomes really wacky. So there's a lot of bugs on DLC roots that were released back then, and people weren't really happy. And then there was one DLC where people thought that they were being scammed. It was a European DLC. I can't remember which one it was, but it had the same locomotive, I think, and a few other things. Yeah. Oh, we got a whistleboard coming up on the crossing. Yep. Here we go. I'll wait to get a little bit closer. There we go. Beautiful sounding RS3L. But, and there is the Salisbury Viaduct, by the way. Very famous architecture. It's, I think it was originally a railroad bridge, but then it was converted to a pedestrian bridge. And by that I just mean like a little, walkway for people. But as I was saying, and this is the part where we also have to notch 8 immediately because we're coming up on Myersdale too, and you can see since it says 0.9 on the bottom right, we're about to go more uphill. So you want to put it in full throttle quickly if you're heavy, like I just did, because it's going to slow down by a lot. But and then we're also coming up on the Salisbury Junction, where if you guys remember, this is the little junction with this where we can diverge off onto the Salisbury branch. But as I was saying, there was a DLC back then where people thought they were getting scammed, and a lot of people didn't like that. And they asked Gotel why they did this, why this DLC looked like it was representing one other. And then Sam, one of the executive producers of Train Sim World, said that if you don't like it, then don't buy it. And I thought, well, that's a reasonable wording by him. If you don't like it, don't buy it. And I can't remember if they really gave an explanation, but it was an expansion pack, so if you don't buy it, you don't get the expansion. But if it's not in your taste, then just don't get it. That's pretty much what he said. And then people got more confused and upset, I think, when they said this. And there's a Salisbury branch down there, by the way. There's a Salisbury branch trackage. And then I can't remember what happened after that, but then people started making a whole bunch of videos and memes about Dotail being, you know, a copy and paste company. But when that was happening, COVID, the pandemic, was still in effect, because this was like back in 2020 or 2021 when this happened, so a little while ago. I think it was in 2021, but they were still in the pandemic, and it was very hard for them to get in touch with companies and stuff, which was also the reason why they couldn't make USDLC, any USDLC routes for like nearly 3 years, I think it was. It was like a good time when they didn't release any USA DLC. And people were getting really, really hot with them. But then when Rush Hour released, everything slowed down and it kind of ceased for a while. And here's Myersdale. This is the little town I was talking about. There's another one. There's another AI coming westbound. Lots of SD40s today. Look at that. And then we had the last crossing here. But yeah, it's still a work in progress with Dovetail. They kind of did fix the RS3L, but not at the same time because you can hear how it cuts out immediately, and there was some points where you could hear it like do that little finishing move or sound. You know, it would sound off here, like you would hear it do that, and then it would just cut out. So, but anyways, back to the little story. When when the Rush Hour update came out, everybody was like, okay, this is cool. It's calm. Because at this time they were coming out with more of the US DLCs again. Because before the update, they had came out with the Clinchfield Railroad, followed by I think it was followed by King Creek, which was the second US DLC, that second and last US DLC to release before the update. The Rush Hour update came out, and then skipping into next year, which was then early of 2022, they came out with Horseshoe Curve, and correct me on the order if I'm wrong. Well, Horseshoe Curve came out in April. Oh no, Sherman Hill I think came out in Sherman Hill came out in November of 2021, and then it was Horseshoe Curve, and then this expansion pack came out after that, and then late September of last year, Train Sim 3 was, or late of August, Train Sim 3 was announced, and then it came out in September of last year. So, as of right now, things are okay and not okay, because with the recent European DLCs coming out, people reported a lot of issues. Now, I haven't heard anything on Cajon, surprisingly, but yeah, it's still been a rough time for them. So that's the story I can remember from years ago, or from years of playing the game and following them, pretty much. But yeah, this is the tough part for the SD40s and the Jeeps. We're going 20. But I hope you guys enjoyed that story in the live stream so far. If you are, please be sure to like and subscribe and follow my Instagram at 3chime. But yeah, it's been a ride for them and the game. And I also want to mention there's a new competitor coming soon into the gaming world. I mean, they technically are right now because they're in the early access phase on PC. And what I mean by is SimRail. Now, I did say this yesterday that SimRail is coming. I don't know when it is, but it's supposed to release at some point. Of this year, and then they're supposed to then come out with an edition for console, which is PlayStation, Xbox. You know, that's what it said on the roadmap. But this game is different, and believe me, it is different. The reason why I say it's different is because what I mean by is that the reason why I say it's different is because, well, first off, it's made by a European or Polish, I'll say Polish company. I don't know, I can't remember the name, but it's like in Polish writing. This the game has a Polish route to start off. They said it's supposed to take you 4 hours. 4 hours to complete the entire route. And then there's also another one as well. It's like a freight route. Like one of them's passenger, and then the other is like a freight route. I've seen previews from other YouTubers. It has multiplayer and dispatcher, and that is the game changer. RSG, hi to you, my man. What's poppin'? I'm just telling a little story about Train Sim World and their upcoming competitor, SimRail. Yeah, like I said yesterday, this game has multiplayer and dispatcher, and I mean it. They actually have dispatcher. You can like actually be a dispatcher sitting at a computer or a control point, you know, manually or automatically routing trains and stuff. And you can also be in a lobby with multiple people playing trains. They said you can have up to 100 people in a lobby, and I'm like, wow. But I'm like, wow, it's crazy. But imagine that, 100 people. The dispatchers depend because there's you're actually in a tower. There's several tower stations along the routes. So you're not actually a dispatcher, you know, controlling a whole bunch of points. Because in Poland, their dispatchers only control one point on the route, so they can't see multiple. Yeah, it'd be cool to have voice chat on Train Sim World 3. And yes, if it did have multiplayer, yes, that would definitely be cool. I'm just hoping they come out with some news probably this summer to finally implement it in. Now, they could announce it early. I mean, because when they did the rush hour announcement, it was like March. Not even close to summer. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Seth. I know I'm talking my head off. I'm not leaving you out. Here's that railroad crossing with that landslide. Got a little dump truck over there. But yeah, it's been something. So we pretty much made it to the summit. It's pretty much right around the bend up here. There's two helpers. Looks like they're waiting to go back down to Cumberland right here. But we still have to make this little run around the curve at 16 miles per hour. Oh, there's an outlet. Look at that. I wonder what that's for. .2%. Still almost crawling on our knees. I mean, I guess we're crawling on our knees. Because when we're going uphill, we're going about 19 or 20. So yeah, I guess we're crawling on our knees. The SD40s are really giving all they got. Oh yeah, they're still waiting. I don't need them because I'll be going downhill. Yeah, do you guys have any thoughts on Train Sim World, Hunter, or RSG? You guys have any other thoughts? Or besides that story? I'm also thinking of doing a virtual rail fanning in the future, like a little video. But we did it. We made it to the summit at 15 miles per hour. Oh my goodness. And now we just have to descend downhill. There's a bench up there where we can spawn up there in railfan as well. Of course, there is a railfan mode in Train Sim World. There's the helpers, still waiting on the red. AC-44, AC-44s. CSX-316, clear on the main track. Sand Patch Summit. Eastbound over. Yeah, he's waiting to go this way. And there's the summit sign. Just in time too, because the alerter just kicked on right when I turned on the HUD. Phew. Alright. Coming up on Sandpatch Tunnel. So when we get about halfway through, the weight will start pushing us. Alright, so next objective is to get down to Hindman. And we'll get down there pretty fast too. It seemed pretty fast yesterday, but I know it took me about 2 hours to get all the way down through the grade. Turn on the light. That way I can see. Yeah, it's starting to pick up now, it looks like. Yep. So I'll do that. And then I'll flip to the B position, which will stand for dynamic braking. And I'll let gravity do the work. And then I think in the dynamic braking mode, there's no set lever. Like it doesn't, yeah, you see what I mean? It doesn't like stop you one notch at a time. You're free to use as much power as you want. But yeah, it's 8 notches. It just doesn't stop you per notch. So track speed downhill is 30, and then uphill is 25. For passenger, it's 35. And by that I mean the Capital Limited, Amtrak's Capital Limited, because they can go 80 when they pass through Hindman. Alright, there we go. Now it's starting to pick up. These 2 helpers are still waiting. Here we go. And then when we pass through Manila, which is this little control point up here, past Horseshoe Curve, or Mance Curve, I should say, not the literal Horseshoe Curve like NS has. It'll go down to, or go up by 1%, and then at around this part, it does actually go up to 2%. So 30 is the max, 40 is the max for passenger, but we're freight, so we will stick to 30. Let me start increasing it. Well, not yet, actually. It's still crawling up. Because we haven't hit the 1% yet. No throttle needed. All we just need is dynamics and a little bit of air. A little bit of air. Alright, there's the 1.4. Yep, 1.4. So we'll start raising it up more. Here is CP Manila, the little control point. I'll throw it into notch 8. That may be too much immediately. Yeah. CSX3016, clear, main track, CP Manila. Eastbound over. There's the 1.7, yep, it's going up. And we're in full dynamics. And I'll use a little bit of air because it won't hold. But yeah, that was I didn't know the BNSF HOTD actually worked. Like it actually did. But we can leave it on initial reduction and just tone down the dynamic brake. That's what I do on Cajon Pass. Yeah, I learned that I'm gonna be honest, I did forget that you can actually hold on the air brakes, but all you gotta do is to let the train speed up while you're going downhill. You just gotta let go of the dynamic a little bit. That's all you gotta do, and it'll speed up. Because it would be obviously really annoying if you would just keep releasing it and air braking. I mean, you can do that. You can do that, but it would be really annoying. So yeah, like I said, just a little bit of air brake and that's all we need. As you can see, we are steady. And we're rounding this curve, and we are officially on Horseshoe Curve. So post office is up here. See, we may need a little bit more, do we? Oh man, it's going back and forth. It's right there too. You can see it on the speedometer as well. It's trying to slow down. We should be, because it's a 0.3. There's the post office. Yep. Then we should see the tail end of the Autorex right back there somewhere. So yeah, we can... Oh, there it is up there. There we go. Yeah, you can see it snake around. See that little black line? That's our Autorex. And then in real life, that house on that hill is actually a caboose. From what I've seen in the video. But I don't know if they took away the caboose and actually built a house there. I'm not sure. Or no, someone must live in the caboose, but they just said, you know what, let's put it in a house. So we'll tone down on the dinosaurs. Then let it speed up a bit. So we're in notch 8. Well, I'll say 6. It says we're in notch 7 because I'm in the 70% to 80% range. That's the only reason why. Yeah, same thing like Cajon pretty much. Just ride on the air, but use the dynamics. Yep, they're just snaking around. You also got a whistle board we're coming up on, I know that. In a minute. You can see it coming off the forestry curve. Back there. Yep. Still got 2 watching. Nice, nice, nice. Coming up on that crossing, we have our whistle board right up here. And we'll have a few more up here. But yeah, it's a pretty good route to start off training on going uphill and downhill. If you plan on getting in the game, I highly recommend it. Let's do 9, or not 7, I mean. What also would be cool is if they actually did implement defect detectors actually functioning, because they do actually put in the detail in the route of modeling them, but they don't actually make them function. But you see them on the route. You don't hear them go off or anything like that. So that would be also cool if they would implement that too. They do have the licenses, you know. Oh yeah, we have this 25, oddly. Right here. Yeah, I don't know why there's a 25, but it's slowing down. Come on, come on. That's it. Uh-oh, a little bit of wheel slip. Oh, ooh. There we go. Well, it's right there at the edge. Come on. 25's right there. It's probably a little bit more air.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Stop speeding. There we go. That way we can stop speeding. Uh-oh. Hold up. Stop, wheel slip. There we go. And we'll kick them back on. I gotta let it release. Let it charge up again. Then we'll be able to go back up to 35 in a minute. Someone's got an approach coming westbound. Slowly coming back up again. Ah, it's got to hit 35 now. Uh, 50 should be enough. No, not exactly. Alright. Yeah, I don't want wheel slip. Man, we are just not slowing down. At the very edge of 25. Come on, we're at the full service position pretty much. Slow down. Thank you. Thank you. Then I'll decrease on the dynamics again to keep it at where it is. Yeah, you don't want to lose too many points, otherwise you won't get the full points. If you're screeching. But the moment we can go back up to 35, I'll let go of the air, and then put the dynamics to maybe not full throttle immediately, but rank it up there. Yeah, they're screeching because they're pretty much in the full service position. It is heavy for these SD40s. For the Jeeps, I would not say impossible, but nearly to that portion. Oops. Could be order. Alright, you're in the notch 2 position. Notch 1. And I'll put it back in idle. Alright, we're done. So I will release on the air. Then I'll make sure to tone back up on the dinos, the dinosaurs. while the air is coming back to normal, or bail off. There we go. Much quicker. Crank these into notch 8. Keep them underneath 25. Coming up on Glencoe. Yeah, since this is a very heavy train, really I've got to give the air some time to recharge. The dynos they can hardly hold it, because it's bouncing back in between 22 and 23, but it looks like it can barely hold it just enough to slow down. It looks like. Here comes that westbound right here. CNW leader and 2 YN2 C40s. And I think that is, I think that's not the Salisbury turn. I think it's just a regular coal train, right? No, it's empties. I'm wondering if it's U876 with the C40s. But again, it could be just a regular coal train. Maybe going up to Rockwood to load, or Salisbury to load. Or they're just going to load off somewhere completely off the route, and I don't know where. So I don't know the symbol. Yeah, it's still holding it. Seth, you still there?
Yeah.
Nice. There's the sound of your letter going off. Now I can hear it. It's really quiet though.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, hold on. Alright, here we go. Now it's going to start raising back up because of that 1% bump. Passing through the town of Glencoe, also then coming up on Foley Overlook in a minute. Or CP Foley. Alrighty, coming up on the next crossing. Now we can go back up to 30. So I'll let the speed go up slowly. we go. That's pretty good. You got almost 5 miles to get to Hyman. Raising back up on the dynamics. Hopefully no one has fallen asleep yet. Because no one can fall asleep on this job. Just to make sure. What do you say? I can't hear you, you're still muffled. What are you playing anyways? The Binding of Isaac?
Yep.
Nice. Alright, CP Foley. Get to the conductor's side. Perfect right now on the speed, but we're still increasing. I can see it, just barely. Just barely. CSX 316 clear on the main track. CP Foley, eastbound. Over. Same routine as earlier. Put a little bit of air on it and then slowly decrease the dynos. We might have another person coming. Oh, looks like no. That's a no on that part for now. 75 on the power. Let's do 80. Just that clicking sound. I also seen on PC there's a shortcut, a camera shortcut where you can just flip to the trailing unit without having to walk to it.
Okay.
Here's Falls Cut Tunnel, little short tunnel. Then right around the bend is Fairhope Grade Crossing, which is one of my favorite spots on the route, in my opinion. speed starting to increase again, just a tad. Five miles out of Hindman, so we can go 50. There's our whistle board. Shave and a haircut. So that was Fairhope. So now we're in Fairhope, Pennsylvania. And then down here, well, hold on. It's this stretch of track we can go 50 down, all the way up until about this section. Yep, so we're right around the corner of Hindman. Where also those two chassis cabooses are as well. But again, we are the Q226 auto wreck from Louisville to Baltimore. Yeah. Let's do full throttle. Or full dynos. Oh goodness, can it hold it? Doesn't look like it can. Or is it? No, it's not. I'll put a little bit more air into it and see if that will help. So we'll do 10 pounds. Alright, doesn't look like it's enough. Let's do, oops. No wheel slip, no wheel slip. Westbound. SD40s all day. Coltrane. Loving it. Just like the good old days. So now we're applying 15. That should be enough. He is not loaded. And I hear it's raining outside, of course. He is good on his roll by. See the snow coming up off the ground. That's pretty cool. This is one of the scenic parts of the route too. This is where it's a really pretty good picture shot you can take from here. Yeah. 60%. Oh, dang. Then we'll go around this little horseshoe curve as well, and then we are in Heinemann. No, it's not really a horseshoe curve, but it just looks like it, or feels like it. Still got one person watching. Nice, nice, nice. But yeah, I didn't realize that the BNSF SD4-2 once again did not, the head of train device didn't actually function. I didn't realize it was showing all that information as a surprise to me. Because when I would always see it leading, or when I would always drive it, it didn't display any of that information. Mainly because it wasn't, I guess because it wasn't leading. Maybe it says all that stuff when it's trailing, I guess. Oh, we got some wheel slip. Release on the air. Uh-oh. Hold up. I was about to say. I was about to say for a second, did the speedometer glitch out again? Well, we're technically speeding, but it's trying its best to come back down. It's the thing though, I gotta give the air brakes time to charge. Come on, slow down, slow down. You almost got to get it into the full service position. 97. Oh my goodness. Come on, come on. There we go. Let's do full service. 64. halfway through. We are in Hindman. So in a second, I'm going to let go of the air, and then I'm just going to let gravity let it ride on up to 50. Here we go. First crossing in Hyman, Pennsylvania. Gotta hurry up and get that speed change so I can stop over speeding. Then there's the two chesty cabooses. Here we go, 50. Bay window and Santa Fe styled cupola. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, they're non-functional, which means I can't go inside. Both of them. I will let gravity do the work for a second. We can finally get a break and let the speed go up. And they won't, and the game cannot penalize me anymore for that. So I gotta figure out. Let me see. 7,000 action points to get a gold medal, so we're already halfway done. This is the more flat part of the route, so I shouldn't require really any air through this part. Start notching up on the dynos just a bit. Clear in the distance. Highball Hindman. Air is still charging, but we're fine. It's not that steep. Feels good to be out of the 25. Then this is the part where the railroad crossings pick up on you as well. But yeah, I also don't know if they're gonna have me stay on the main and then make the crew change, or put me into the yard and make the crew change. There's two ways of doing it. So we're in notch 4, letting up half. There we go. Yeah, this is a long straightaway. Oh yeah, I have another question. So, on railroads, most of them, there's usually always telephone poles on one side or on both sides. Sometimes on both sides. But I'm wondering who puts up the telephone poles? I'd imagine the railroad would help out with the telephone company by, putting out a work train and putting up the telephone poles if it was a telephone pole company's line, or if it's the railroad line, then yeah. So with them being close to the tracks, I would assume, yeah, they would call a railroad to help them out with it. Alright, here comes the next one. Then one more, and then we get a little bit of a break. And we get a little bit of a break until the next one. All right, here's Ellerslie. Coming up on Ellerslie, Maryland. I think we're already in Ellerslie. I think. Because the state line is up here. Let's do 3, 4. Oh, 3. That's not 3. And here comes the line of crossings again. Green all the way. CSX3016, clear on the main track. Ellerslie, eastbound over. And this is a little downhill and uphill, you can see. We are officially in Maryland. Even though that checkpoint says 3 miles to go, we are already in Ellerslie. So that checkpoint is wrong. And we're going uphill again, so I'll go release on the dynos. Alrighty, Hunter. There we go. Later. Oh my goodness, I forgot. I'm supposed to be slowing down to 35. Oops. Totally got distracted. Let's do that now. Don't want any wheel slip. Then I'll release about here. Cook's Mills, clear. There we go, that fixes that problem. We'll tone it down to halfway again to see what happens then. Oh yeah, and then the 25. Yep, that's right. So as we're coming into the town of Cumberland, we're going to be slowing down to about 15 through the town. I mean, they'll probably keep me on the main or put me in the yard. Either or. Either or. See if that's going to be enough dynamic brake. Looks like it probably will. Probably not. Oh, that's pink. Oh yeah, that's enough. Dynamic braking. Yep. Sweet. Just barely. Oh my goodness. Just barely. Unless if Ellerslie is just a big city, then that might be why it's placed up here. Again, I don't know for sure. We got the gold medal. We got it. There we go, flat ground. Stop in Cumberland, 3 miles. So, yeah, oh, yep, they're gonna... Oh, yeah, they're gonna keep me on the main, but stop me right next to the yard. Alright. We got the gold medal, 7,000 action points. And I got 7,200. Alright. And then we have to slow down to 15 coming around the bend in a minute. Around the bend of Red Rocks. CSX316. Clear main track, Cumberland. Eastbound. Then we have multiple crossings up ahead. Yep. Through the town of Cumberland. Also coming up on Viaduct Junction where it branches off onto the mountain sub, we have an approach medium. CSX316, approach medium, main track, Cumberland, east, over. Yellow over green. What would also be cool is if we could see trains coming off the mountain sub. Like AI is obviously non-drivable, but you can see a signal down there, barely, just barely. So now we're at 15. It's just all about the dynamic braking. There is the farmer's market as we approach another crossing in the town and Cumberland Station. Cumberland Station up ahead. I'll keep the bell on. Tone down on the dinos. The dinosaurs. Hope you guys enjoyed the run. I will be ending the stream after this. Yeah, it was a fun one. Challenging? Not really. Because I already know what to do. I've been playing this game for years. But yeah, Cumberland Station has a long platform. You can see it too. It's pretty long. But yeah, it's pretty cool. How's work been, Seth?
Pretty good.
Nice, nice, nice. I see you were hitting your usual vape earlier.
Uh,
Turning into a bull, too.
mm,
Let's kick back in those dinosaurs for another second. Perfect, perfect. This will continue on to Baltimore, Ohio. No, not Baltimore, Ohio. Right? Baltimore, Maryland, or is it Ohio? I feel like I've heard two of them before.
who knows?
Yeah, I forgot. I think it's Maryland, but again, who knows? Uh, Snowy downtown. .45. This Saturday night is going fast. I don't want it to end that quick. Whoa. Did you hear that, Seth?
Or
I think it was the rain. It sounded like a closet opening up.
mm,
Must be storming out there again. And yeah, guys, if you've heard about California, I am in the storm. So it's been raining a lot down here. We got a signal around the corner. Let me make sure it's not a red. Like the game glitched. Nope, approach. And with that, I will turn my bell on. Sound off my horn 2 times. CSX 3016 coming into Cumberland for a crew change. Cumberland Terminal with the crew for a crew change. Approach on the main track east over. And we have somebody waiting up here. Wonderful. We'll just cruise in at 10 miles per hour. Turn the lights to dim, actually. There we go. Looks like he is a coal train? No. Looks like he's a single stack intermodal. Oh, lights flickered again. Uh-oh, here we go. We're probably gonna have a power outage. But I don't know for sure. Alrighty, and that is it for Q226. Look at that, 2 hours on the dot. Right on time. Let me check out my window to see if it's storming, because I think it is. With wind and the rain combined. I don't see rain. It is wet outside because it was just raining. I don't know what the lights are flickering for. Unless it's just a high wind. I see some lights flickering in the distance though. I hope we don't have a power out because we came too close. Like several times. Ugh. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the Q226 auto wreck from Louisville to Baltimore. I almost forgot the destinations already. 8,000 action points, gold medal instantly, level 30 in the game, level 7 for Sandpatch grade, level 5 for the SD40, the early days CSX SD40, 50 miles driven, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Stay safe out there. Have a good night and a good morning wherever you're watching this. And I will see you all in the next one. Till then, peace.